We're live right now? Okay. Well, hold on, I'm not ready. Hey, just kidding after all that. Mitakipi, friends, relatives. There's a few not here, but there's 2, 3, 4, or 5 of us here today. We'll just start off again. The woashte would be that word for good vibes. I always like to write all these words down that I like to use. Woashte, it's like a goodness, a good vibe, good energy, and that's kind of like when what we're doing up here. We like to have that good energy. Woashte, woashte waun. To be in a state of good energy, when you're in a real good mood and kind of like that. And so I know when we're learning like that, it's much more easier for us to learn in a real healthy, positive, good environment. And so those of you that are here for the first time, we welcome you. Daya yahipi. Say Daya yahipi. We welcome you, and that's a good word to say. When you have a relative, by the way, they first time they come in, you came in a good way. You did some. I'm glad you came. It's like saying that. I'm glad you came. So with that, I've been promising this for a long time, over promising. This is, hey, this guy, telling lies. And so, but I've been promising this for a long time, that we would work on our kinship. And that's one of the things that I think is so important here, and Unka Hazi here is to help us along. But there's certain terminology that I'm noticing that's used here that I didn't even know that we use these words sometimes as well. I know we hear the word unchi for grandmother. The only time I've ever heard that was in the flag song for the Queen, unchiapi. That's what they called the grandmother. She was unchiapi. I remember hearing that growing up, but apparently we did that as well here. So we're going to start. I have copies of these, so thankful for cousin Dolly helping us out here, giving us some stuff to look at here to help us understand our kinship system. And so we have, of course, a lot of times, I think it's good to talk, even though many of us, we know these words like unka, but I hear a lot of our people in the community now, they say unka, and that's a different word. But this word right here, kang, there's a nasal sound in there, kang. And to my understanding, something that's kang is something that's older, right? That's the root word for right here, kang. Somebody that's become older in a sense. We never looked at older in a sense of negative, but that's a sense of pride in a sense. To become older is a very, sometimes it's like an honorable thing. It just means you've lived a good life in a sense. You'll hear this sound, wa kankara, as well, and for an older lady, wa kankara. And so just keep in mind these little sounds in here. Kang, unka is the proper way to say it. As I know for me, I've made the mistake and said unka a couple of times when I was first starting. Unka. Of course, unka never corrected. It just goes with you. Yeah. And then so they have a word in here, unchi. So that's one way of saying kunshi. Unchi, you've heard that a long time ago, to hear the word unchi. Yeah. So that's another way of saying kunshi, unchi, kunshi. Is there a particular time where you would say it and not say it, or is it just any time? Anytime.
I heard my mom use the word unchi.
Yeah.
I think, in what context, I can't remember, but I think when she says that, she refers to my dad's mother.
Dad's mother, yeah.
So that would be her husband's mother.
All right, okay.
As an older person of authority, kind of a thing. Unchi.
Her husband's mother. So almost like it's like an honorable way of saying it, I would say, like more of like an honor.
Like unchi maka, right?
Unchi maka, yeah. Maka. Unchi maka. Yeah, and that's one thing. I often felt that too, because when we talk about our prayer song, that's the word that we use, unchi maka. Grandmother, earth, Good to make sense of that and ask those kind of questions. Yeah. And so on here, I'm just going to write how they have this. They have this mie. So this is the word for me. Mie. This is me here on this one. And so we're going to go around and right away we're going to talk about the closest brothers and sisters and everybody like that. And so one of the first one, the younger brother. And by the way, there is a different terminology for men and women. So men have their own terminology. So this specifically, we'll start with the Hokshida, the Wichashta version today of relatives. So in certain circumstances, some of these words here, women will not say in these certain circumstances. And so this is for a young man, Mia, Hokshida, or you could say, I'll just put Hokshida. Hokshina for some of you. Hokshila for some. And so he's going to have a younger brother that's going to come out of all of this. The younger bro, be Su. Su. I have to have a little bit of a nasal in there. Me soon. Soon. Me soon. I was at that nasal N. Soon. Me soon. Oh, wouldn't that be nice to hear this more often now when you see your little brother somewhere? Oh, me soon. Oh, man, that'll make me feel good. When we hear these little terminologies like that. Yeah. Means a lot. Me soon. Little brother. This word me soon, like, would that be just like saying my little brother? Me soon? So I just wonder then the word soon, would that be a word for just younger brother? I wonder. You would think so, hey? Yeah. The root word soon will be just like a younger brother. Me soon is my younger brother. Yeah, but we could talk about that a little bit more, a little bit later on. Me soon. So how many me soon do you have? One? Yeah. So I think in this particular situation, what might help you is put somebody here like yourself or somebody that you know, and then put your brother's name here, whatever brother, your younger brother that you have. That way they'll kind of guide your mind to know. We'll use somebody else. So for example, who's your younger Unkan Donnie? So we'll use you as an example then, hey? All right. And so let's put Misu Don for now. So that's one of his younger Misu Donnie. And then also you're going to have a younger sister in here. And I've heard this name many times. It's almost like saying Tonka, but Tunk Shi. Tunk Shi. Tunk. Practice saying that one part there. Tunk Shi. So you have younger sister, hey? Yeah, let's put her name. Which younger sister? Arlene, yeah. All right. Tangshi Arlene. That's his Tangshi. I can't help when I hear these names. It feels like loving when I hear it. It brings love back or somehow. Like, I don't know. For me, it brings a sense of connection. How can you be mad at somebody and say, oh, Tangshi? You know, like say you're calling them relative and at the same time. But I wanted to make note of this too. You'll notice this sound right here, she. You're going to hear that a lot, right, in most of these words. Tahashi, dekshi, ishida, kunshi. Well, that sound there is pretty important in our culture. Shh. You'll hear it a lot in like spiritual shkan, tunkashi, you know, like you hear it all over tunkashi. But it's kind of like a word of compassion, you know, unshida, to have compassion, you know. And especially if you hear it like with these two words together, it signifies, you'll hear it in a lot of words that softness, gentleness, compassion, you'll hear it in a lot of that. We've even talked about the word for washi. Well, that makes us all feel good. That's why we like McDonald's. You know, there's a sense of comfort that comes with eating a lot of washi. You know, washi. So, anyways, you'll notice that little tidbit of information there on that one. All right. So it says here for a female cousin. He's got a female cousin. So let's think of a female cousin for you. Think of a relative, if you can there, okay? Hankashi. Hankashi. Who's your Hankashi?
Well, I'll use, for example, Eleanor.
Eleanor. Okay, yeah. Who's Eleanor?
One of our elders here.
Yeah.
She would be my cousin. Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Yep. Female cousin. Hankashi. That's cool. I got a lot of female cousins. Hankashi. Find a female cousin, or like the only time it'll be a cousin, a lot of times, is if it's your mom's brother's children. Yeah? Then it's a cousin. But if it's your mom's sister's children, then that's a sister now, right? Our system is a little different on that one, so we'll talk about that as well. Hankashi. Hanka. I do the S with a dot on top, like that. But you could write it like this, like how you spell she, S-H-E, if that makes more sense to you. Yeah, okay. I'll fix that. Hankashi. Yeah. Yeah. Hankashi. Hankashi. And then all these little dots are on here from the ink soaking through. Hankashi. Hankasi. Hankashi. Hankashi. Female cousin from a male perspective. Female cousin from a male perspective. And a lot of the ladies out there will be listening to this. You can teach your male takojas all these things. So it's very important to know. And then now you'll know most females got to know that anyway, because we're going to say Hankashi, and you won't know that word looking around. It doesn't know that's the word for female cousin. Hankashi. Hankashi. Keep in mind, this is not a ka. You're not going to hear Hankashi. It's kind of like a K and a G mixed in there. Hankashi. Hankashi. Ka. So I make mine like that. K and a G kind of mixed. Just to kind of remind me. Hanka, ka, Hankashi, 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 Hankashi. And we all know the male version of it now. Ta, ha, she. You know what, you guys? I'm going to write a better version of this that's makes more sense too. So, yeah, ta-ha-shi, or however you write it on your paper, it's up to you. Ta-ha-shi. So, every once in a while, I heard a lady say tahanshi, and it just didn't sound right to me. I never heard in my life a woman ever say tahanshi. Women would never say that word. It's very exclusively a male word. Tahanshi. Tahanshi. Most of us know that one. Okay, I'm just going to switch this over here. So I have two different explanations here. Just to clarify, Dikshi and uncle. Dikshi is uncle's mother. There's a difference here with these ones here. It says Dikshi, or we've said mainly we hear a lot of Ishida. Ishida for uncle, like that, and then Ishishi. It's kind of like a little Ishishi. Yeah, I've heard that one. Yeah.
That Ishishi, the female sometimes say that more than the male.
The females sometimes, It's almost like
Oishishi.
ishishi. It's almost like a softer way of saying it in a way, it seems to me. Ishishi. So more females say it that way than males, but not saying that males don't say it. Just predominantly women say it. Okay. All right.
However, if that's correct or not, I'm not sure, but that's how it's used here.
Yeah. Yeah. So this will be like a this boy here. Your mother's brothers. Yeah. Mother's brothers. Yeah. It's so complicated at first, but then after a while it makes sense.
So there's different names for the male here. Others, the other way around. There's so many combinations, eh?
Yeah. And so, yeah, well, so like for, it says here, marriage by uncle by marriage, Dikshita. Does that make sense? Okazi? Dikshita. So, it's,
Uncle by marriage?
yeah.
That's getting complicated.
Yeah, just by marriage. If it gets complicated, Ishida, all you have to do is think of who are you related to by marriage and uncle. Like, you just have to think of who would that be for you.
Kathy's husband, Bruce Sack, was she together?
Yeah, he would be a brother, right? And so,
Married to Kathy.
so I guess it would say his if his dad or something, hey? Bruce's dad, he would be like an uncle in a sense. Yeah, and yeah, Bruce's dad's brother, like around in that sense, right? It'd still be they're all relatives now through marriage, and so that guy, Bruce's dad, would be a Dikshita, because now Bruce is either a Chie or a Misun, however. But brother-in-law, that's another one there. Is there a word for brother-in-law or just Misun or Chie? Taha. Just Taha. Yeah. Yeah. Not Taha she, but Taha. Yeah, that's right. Cool. I was looking forward to this class because this is the one I didn't know very well either myself. Taha.
It's very difficult to understand.
Yeah.
Minor details, you know.
Yeah. So to clarify, Taha, what did you say again? Sorry, I just had my brain pamatok. Brother-in-law. Okay. I'm going to put bro-in-law. Bro-outlaw. This is the one you're supposed to tease the heck out of, hey? Right? Make them cry. Yeah. Yeah.
And when you joke around with
Yeah.
that's out of care and out of love that you do that, and you know,
Right.
like as a you know,
Kind of a welcoming invitation.
Respect. Yeah.
it's not a bad thing that you joke around or call them down or whatever. It's through love, you know.
Love, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you love your time.
Yeah. Yeah. Icebreakers all the time. Yeah. Teasing. Is there a word for teasing that you know? Let's put that there on that one. Let's think of that one. Woiha or something I'd want to think of. Yeah. 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 All right. So Tahan, we figured out, and so Dikshita, we figured out. That's why I said put somebody that's your personal Dikshita, right? Put somebody there, their name there, in that place. Who would be for you? Can you think of anybody?
That would be, what did we say Dikshita through marriage, right?
Yeah, Dikshita. So
Uncle, what's the brother-in-law through what through marriage?
through marriage, so it'll be a sister, I suppose, that had married somebody, and then their brother, I like that. Yeah. Yeah. Because it really does make sense, because sometimes you'd say, oh, Dixie, and then you think that person's close, blood relative, but only to find out, they are, but it's through marriage. So it is nice to put that Dixie down right there in the end, just to kind of give us a little bit of clarity on that one, how we're related. It really says a lot. But it also says how important marriage is, because we really truly adopt the whole family, like that. We become a part of the whole family when we.
One more time, so Dakota, who are we speaking about there?
Bruce's dad's brothers and all them, yeah. In your sense, yeah, yeah. Right. Cool. And then Dixie, of course, we all have. They'll be your mom's brothers. Yeah. Do you have a name for one of them? Just on.
Let's see, I always call Dixie to Randall.
Randall Antoine. All right.
That's her,
How do you spell Randall?
she calls him Mison.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So Randall.
That's another relationship, not of the blood, but close enough that that's her younger brother.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
for him, it's Dixie, right?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Or sometimes I call it Dixie, depending on, what, so.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good to know. So yeah. So now that we know that, that'll be your or either that or your Tui. We'll talk about that one here a little bit. We'll just do that one next for Auntie. Tui. If I literally translate that, it's like a beautiful word. I hear it's like almost like the energy of the sun. Tui. Yeah. Tui. Tu. This word here is almost like an energy word. Tu. Wakpe tu. Sisi tu. 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 Yeah. When you're pregnant, e tumpi. E tumpi. When you're that little word on the side. E tumpi. So it's like within there's energy, inside there's energy. E tumpi. But anyway, tui is a real beautiful word. Tui. And so you notice we're not saying tune. 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 Doesn't sound like that. Tune. It's kind of like a TD again. Tune. Yeah. A little bit of a D in there. Tune. Nasal N. Tui. 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 Tui.
It has an N at the end.
Is there an E sound? Tui. Tui. Hey, you don't really hear these things till you really examine that word and go close to it. Tui. Tui. So there is an N on nasal on that one. Tui. That's right. So make your nose vibrate on these and e. And e. Tui. If you don't make your nose vibrate, it's going to sound different. It'll sound too-wee. A little difference? Too-wee. But with the N there, too-wee. Wee. Your nose should shake. Wee. Cha-cha. Make your nose cha-cha. Make your nose shake. Too-wee. All right. So in this situation, it'll be almost as if it's like your brothers or your dad's sisters. Yeah. Yeah, tui.
Both on the mother's side, then you can always say, depending on how, or it doesn't matter how they're related, like her family groupings, you automatically probably say Tuina.
Mm-hmm. Tuina.
On your mother's side.
On your mother's side.
On your dad's side, it's Tuina.
Tui. Yeah. Tuina. So, okay. All right, I'm going to explain that again. Tui. And then an extra na. So tuina. Tui would be your dad's sisters. So we have an example of one of your dad's sisters. Maybe we can put her here. Okay. All right. Yeah, yeah. This is like an aunt. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, if it was the mom's sisters, it would be ina still.
Still you can.
Mamana or mamana. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. Yeah. So for example, my mom's sisters are all mamana. Yeah, they're not aunties at all. They're mamanas. So that's why I have a whole bunch of brothers, you know. They're all brothers. But my uncle Brian would be a Dikshi, and then all of his boys are Tahashi. Different. Yeah. But yeah, so Tuina would be almost like another version of Mamanas in a sense, almost, right? Tuina?
Yeah.
Okay. But not as close as like the immediate sisters, yeah. Yeah. And so let's put the Mamana here, just Mamana. I always like that word, one of my favorites, Mamana. So this is your mom's sisters, yeah, your mamanas, but your mom's brother's kids. It's different. sorry, I'm just losing myself here. Let's slow down, Jace. Yeah, let's get these correct here first.
Your mother's brother's kids, like they automatically would be Tahashi.
Yeah, Tahashis, yeah.
You're related.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I told my Tahashi Pud this, and he said, "Well, why can't I be a Misu? Why can't I be a Che?" He's all mad because he wanted to be a part of the brotherhood, you know. And I said, "No, it's because your dad is a male. It changed it where you're now Tahashi." Yeah. I think it's because of the sisterhood really stuck together in those old days. Hey, like the mamanas, so you didn't have just, and also in that case, you didn't have just one mom. Now these days, if you just have one mom, it's scary, you know, because anything can happen to her. But if you have 4 or 5 moms, it's powerful, right? You'll never be alone. Ishnana ya unkdishni. You know, you won't be alone. You won't be alone. That's the main reason why I think they had this system. But versus now, only one mom. You know, that's not healthy in my opinion, because I think having more than one mom also gives you an open mind, because not one mom is not the same. They all have something different to teach. So different understandings come from that as well. Yeah, pretty cool. So this would mean Kushi Hilda, like all of them, technically, those like, so that would mean Uncle Kenny and them are all more like brothers, right? Not Tahashis. They're more all Misu and Chie in that way, in our way. But right now you're calling them Tahashi, you know.
That's
But
proper.
yeah. Whew, yeah. It really puts things into perspective and how much we've changed over the years. Our family system has changed over the years, and I think now we've I think it's made it harder. I think, in my opinion, this new system here. So yeah, so you have this would be of course Ina, her Ina. We all know Ina, and then all of her sisters are Mamana, like that. We all know Ina. And then Ate. Ate. We can do Ate. Again, here, this word Ate, you know, we're not saying Ate. It's not Ate, it's Ate. Te. Ate. Ate. Interesting fact, new concept. I noticed now, if you hear a lot of the old songs a long time ago, you'd hear Ate. Like you never hear that in our prayer songs. Now recently, over the last, you hear a lot of Ate. Do you think that's because of the Christian influence?
I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say definitely it is, but
Yeah. Yeah, because just recently now I noticed Ate Wakantanka. It sounds like Father God in that respect. But so you hear that in prayers too. Ate, Atewa Kantaga. Father God.
When we were growing up, for father, ate, we used to say atete.
Atete. So when you say it like that, isn't it more
My father, yeah.
my father, atete?
Not the general ate,
Yeah?
you know.
Yeah? That's cool. Atete. That's cool to know that. When you guys were growing up, you heard atete. My father. Yeah. I put like a T and a D mix there just to kind of give you guys an example of that. How, just a reminder that we're not saying ate. 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 Deo. Ate. Oshti. But actually, what we can probably do is, can you zoom in on this one, Mr.? I made sure to cut my nails for this. Zooming in and trying just. Pejito.
Nails is shake.
Shake. Yeah. Yeah, shake. Yeah. So yeah, you can just take a picture of it. It's a lot more clear. And actually, I could just show you guys this.
Actually,
What we were.
getting text messages
Yeah.
from people I know.
Yeah.
Saying, can you give us copies?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 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 I'll give you a copy and make it a copy at the school. I have a limited amount of paper at home, so I can only make it so much. Otherwise, I'll say 15 cents a paper. Hey. Yeah. And I think we could have this at the school, everywhere, put it all up. Yeah. Yeah. Did I do Chie, older brother? I did, hey? Nope. Forgot about older brother earlier. Okay, this guy has for his younger brother, it's going to be Misu. And Chie for older brother. Chie. 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 You'll notice we're not saying Thibodeau yet. That's a female. Yeah. I've made the mistake. For 1 year, I called one of the brothers Thibodeau. I didn't know that I was being very feminine that day, that year. I didn't know that. Found out later on. That year, yeah. Chie. This root right here, chi, you'll notice it's something to desire, right? So I always thought older brother always kind of looks after you, right? Sometimes with these words here, if you can put like a little story to it, chi means to desire something, right? And so naturally, if you have a little brother and you have an older brother, I'll help you. You need something from the top, Okay, I'll grab that for you. He helps out his little misu.
Maybe it's someone he wants to aspire to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Wants to be like him.
Yeah.
And so keep that in mind, older brothers out there. You play a big role on your little brother, however you are. If they got an older brother that likes to athletic, takes care of himself, the chances are a little brother can be like that, like that. So just you're a role model, right? I always like to share the little teachings I heard, Unka, that they always wanted to wait at least for a few years before children born, right? Unless they frowned on back to back to back to back because they wanted time for Chie to develop individually, and then after a while, and another child comes in instead of back to back to back. Because then you get now easy a lot, right? When they're a certain age, too close, Maybe we'll take a little break here because I'm just about ready to cough up a pretty kind of mazado today. Okay, take a start the film. Hey, old grandpa word. Yeah, start the film.
Okay, I guess I can.
Roll tape.
Yeah, we're taping here today.
Somebody told us you were bringing pizza. That's what we're all.
Oh yeah. That's how we.
Again, next week we'll have pizza, how's that?
Sounds good.
Yeah, we could.
Grab a couple from Petro.
Josh.
Okay.
We don't have lunch here because hardly anybody shows up.
Yeah.
We know you're gonna come back again, I'm sure we could do something.
Yeah. If we know the big numbers are here, we could have food.
And I want you to promise us that you're gonna be back next week. I'll come back and I got it.
I work with this. I call them young bucks who are only. They're pretty old too, but I call them young bucks. Even though they're old.
Just give me a thumbs up when you're ready. Wanna? Okay, yeah, looks like we're rolling. I heard some talk here of pizza, so for next week, watch we chota pikte next week. We chota pikte, you hear? By the way, I always talk about that. I made a decision that when I wanted to learn the language, I wanted to learn the long version first. We chota pikte. So you'll hear me say it like that, then you'll hear Unka Azi. We chota pikte. It's a short for pikte. We chota pte, like that. But that's just a shortened version. I always used to think, pte, are they talking about a cow or something at the end? I used to try to figure out how I hear the language. But that's just a shorter version of saying, we chota pte. We chota pte. Yeah. I didn't realize that I forgot tuida. It'll be the same thing as an aunt by marriage. Tuida. We heard that one. Tuida. That dun really is going to help make a lot of sense of how we're related by marriage, or is it by blood, or it's always nice to know that. It was like, holy, it seems like we're related to everybody, but a lot of it is through marriage. But it is good to know that. It's good to know those things. So we'll move on to like I said, Ozzy said that some of the elders are looking for copies of this, and so we'll have those available. We'll make some copies there. I'll leave it here with Randall, and then he could make copies, and we'll have these all for you guys next week as well. And so here's a word that I was asking Unka about. I never heard this before said here, but we do. He said that they do use it. The only time I've heard this is when we say it in our ceremonies or like prayers or such like that. Tunganshida. You hear this word. I heard Tunganshida, but this one says Tunganshida. Yeah. So Tunganshida, I would say it's a word for grandfather, but a very highly respected grandfather. So can you imagine like somebody that's really fulfilling all the roles of a grandfather, right? He's there for you. He helps you every way he can, and so that's another word for unkan, tunkanshira. So if we can think of some of the elders in our community who are working hard at promoting our culture, they're working hard and bringing their families together and all of that such, we would even call that person tunkanshira. What an honor to be called that, because the other people we call that to are the spiritual beings, Tunganshira. They're considered grandfather. But this word tunkan, it also comes from a word from stone. Tunkan. There's a word for stone. We say iya, but tunkan is another word for spiritual part of the tunkan. Tun is, we talked about it. If I even wanted to break that word tunkan down, it's an energy, gan. It's like really old. Like there's some history to it, gan, right? Like wakan kada, we talked about that. Tun, energy, tunkan, yeah. But we call that to the president, and actually it's a name that I would like to revoke personally on my own because it's a high, respectable word, right? And not all presidents live that Dakota to earn that kind of a name. The reason why they called them that, because they were supposed to be providing for us and listening to us. Everything what a unkan is supposed to do that for us, but they don't do that. So that's kind of a word I'd like to revoke.
I think it's used because like, in our column, back in the day, we use that tokan shida for somebody like that's old and
Higher up.
respect, because we don't have a word for the Oshichu version of that.
Right.
We just transferred it over here.
Right.
But the meaning is not still not.
Right, the closest word we could use to think of what the president would be. Yeah. Yeah. We got to bring that song up soon. So, yeah, we'll go into the Wichiana words here next. So those of you, the female version, the female kinship words. And I'm going to do a little bit different here because the last time I felt like I got all confused myself. Keep in mind, I'm not a teacher, guys. I'm a learner. I'm here to learn mostly. So, but I said I'll do the best I can to help with the words that I know, and teach what I know. But that's why we have our elders and everybody to help us, guiding us along. And so the same thing. So this is a female. So I'm just going to do it like this way instead. And so again, the same thing. A lot of these are going to be the same. Unkan. For grandpa, same thing. Unchi, same thing. We did it, but kunshi, we all know these ones. A lot of these ones. But sometimes we need to be corrected. Hear a lot of people say kushi, kun, kunshi, kun. I think this word has originating in kud. You know, kud means kunshi was always sitting on the ground, right? And then she is compassion and love. So kunshi is down there, and she can kind of help her out like that. She sits on the ground and tells us what to do. By the way, the most powerful person in our community is supposed to be the kunshi. Yeah. We all go quiet when kunshi comes in and says something. She even kind of makes you feel afraid. Even though she's frail, she can't do anything to hurt you. We're kind of like, ooh, watch what you say around Kushi. Yeah. Kushi has the highest authority. Yeah. And the reason being, too, I used to hear stories of when Kushi, while she's scolding you, she's feeding you. That's a different thing, you know. So you have no choice but to swallow this here. Take. Yeah, Utah. Take this and eat it. Yeah. Kunshi. So that's the same thing. Same thing in that respect. And then on the same thing, we talked about kunshi. She can say tunkashida as well. So we talked about those things there. Same thing here is all the same thing. Tuida, we'll talk about the younger brother. So we'll talk about younger brother. You're going to want to say shunka or sunka. Misunka, I used to hear that. Misunka, younger brother. I'll put young brother. Young bro. So just think, if you have, you could, what helps put somebody here for this person, somebody that you know, that a young female that has an older brother or a young brother, and just that will be their sunka. Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't sound right. Sunka, misunka. That's how I heard it before. Yeah, so let's put it like that, right? That's why it sounds off to me. Misunka. Should be like that then, a little break. Misunka. Whenever I draw these little dots like that, it tells you to take a little pause. Misunka. Yeah, misunka. Sometimes I think Unkan Ozzy is psychic. So he's reads my mind. I'm just getting messed up, and just corrects me at the right time. Mi sunka. Younger sister. I've heard this a lot. Tanke. Right? You get it right? Or it says tanka, but tanke was how I heard it. You could say tanka? Okay. Not tanka, but tanka. Tanka. Don't call her Tanka. Tanka, younger sister. Tanka. Now keep in mind, these are words that us men will never say. Tanke, I've heard it like that a lot. Tanke. Tanke, younger sister. Tanka, younger sister. And I go older brother, older bro. Older brother. We have here Thibodeau. Thibodeau. You'll see it like this in some communities. Thibodeau. Some places. Thibodeau if you're Dakota. Thibodeau. 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 So it's an older bro. Female's version of an older brother. Thibodeau. 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 Older bro. Okay, older sis. Okay, older sis, we got. What did I say? Oh yeah, me choo, 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 choo. You could write it like this with the CH if you want, however. Choo, not chun, choo. Choo. Got that nasal in there. Choo, choo. Me choo. Choo. I've heard it said a lot there, like that. Me choo. But this one, it just says choo. 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 Hum for a little while to get used to that. Choo, choo. Me choo. Me choo. Ichepanshi, female cousin. I'm just going to put F, female. I'll just write female. Female cousin. Pang. She? Ichepanshi. Iche. Pang. Pang. This has like a certain. Iche. Pang. 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 Has a certain. Iche. Pang. Pang. If I remove that little N right there, Ichepa. Ichepa. But that N, put it right there, Ichepang. Pang. Pang. Ichepang. I think sometimes if you want to remind yourself how to do that, closest word in English would be the word yawn. Yawn. Kind of has a certain similar sound. Yawn. Ichepanshi. Ichepanshi. I always hear that because of our round dance songs has that cousin talking to her female cousin. Because most of our round dance songs are the female like the female talking to somebody, talking to her cousin or something. That's a fun way to learn the language too, is through those wikudo. Learn those love songs, those different songs, history songs. Ichepanshi. Ichepanshi. It's just a female cousin, a female saying, calling her female cousin. Ichepanshi. Ichepanshi. Should I write it on the other side? It's kind of getting low there. I don't know. Just one word left here on this one. Male cousin. Male cuz. Is it Shichechi? Chicheshi? Icheshi? Icheshi. Icheshi. Oh, there's an explosive there. This one's different. Icheshi. This one's a little bit of that little C on the bottom. Imagine this like a little bomb. This dot right here, like a little bomb, and if once this makes this thing go real hard. Icheshi. 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 Yeah, this one's different. Shicheshi. It says Shicheshi. All right, I'm gonna write it like that. But this is how I hear it mostly. Icheshi here. But I guess there'll be a longer version, proper version, I suppose. Shicheshi. Yeah, Icheshi. 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 And the same thing too for auntie, tui, same thing. Aunt. Down in the States, you hear them say aunt. They don't say auntie, aunt. Tui, the same thing. Aunt by marriage, same thing. It says tuida. I'll just put marriage. Mirage. Tuidang. 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 Same thing too, ate. Same thing. Ate. For father, same thing. On here, I don't see atera too much. Who would be atera to you in a sense? Sometimes you hear it.
Atera would be like on the, I hear it on the, from the female side.
Females say it?
It'll be her husband's father.
Okay. Father-in-law.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Again, right away you know it's through marriage. Right?
Yeah. But normally she don't talk to him, hey?
No.
So she'll never even barely say that name.
But in conversation with somebody about him, she would say that.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. Telling her about I saw Dad in town. Yeah. But she'd never look at him and talk to him. Those are just ways to show respect without, like, it's an easy way to show respect. That's, yeah. Very difficult today, though. But to those of you, there might be a family out there that decide, you know what, we're going to do that. Oh, man, keep it going. All power to you. All power to you. All right. Any questions, answers, opinions, feelings? I appreciate what Ozzy was talking about. He was talking about the importance of for our self-government and like our sovereignty, why we have to learn our language, why it's important. But also for me, personally, the reason why I learned the language, because I felt it connected me to the land more. And also in my understanding, when we go to spirit world, that's the language we're going to be speaking up there. So I'd want to learn it here, so I don't have to go to classes in spirit world. Go to classes down here. Yeah, because I've heard stories, a lot of stories of spirit world. Our grandpas go back to our culture up there in a lot of respect. And so I've heard lots of stories like that. So that's why for me personally, it helps me connect to my ancestors a lot more. Plus it's beautiful. It's the most beautiful language in the world. Why not want to learn the language, right? I think that's totally makes the environment beautiful, I think. Hearing the language, it's a beautiful, beautiful language because of it being a bird language. And so Ongkan's gonna help me out here, but we're gonna talk about some of the most basic words that we use. I'm doing like 100 count. I could have these printed out for you guys too as well. And we'll just translate as we're going, ieska, bruyeska, to translate, interpret. And so we're just going to go through some of the basic words that you're going to hear, because one of the things that I like to do is to study the language in the most purest form. And so later on, it'd be nice to watch interviews from our elders, our grandpas, and then identify these basic words in there. Learn how to, I'm not asking you to understand what they're saying, but just try to hear these words. See if you can find them in there, kind of like later on. So, these are the most 100 basic words that are eventually they're gonna become very, very important. The very first one is our word for and ka. And I use a Q on this one for myself, but you could use like I don't know, maybe an explosive K. Ka, yeah. I've heard it done both ways, ka and. Don't get confused with the word also, which is nakun. Nakun. He nakun, that also. Nakun. He nakun. 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 Also. Ka. Which one? I want this one and I also want the other one. Yeah. Nakun.
Yeah, create little sentences out of it.
Yeah. Nakun. Nakun. The temptation is going to say nakun. Put a little G in there. Nakun. 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 Brand oiuketa badawa chin tka maska beduheshni. That's the next word. Tka. But. Tka. Tka. This is a shorter word for a word tuka. When you see these little short words like that, sometimes there's a longer version of it. It's just a little shortcut. Ka. But. You always hear people say that, like even in regular conversations, like, oh man, I really want to go to Brandon. But they'll say, ka. Oaki hishni, I can't, Ka. Takes a little bit of practice to say this one. Tka, 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 tka. It's not tka, right? You gotta blend them together. Tka, tka, tka. Tka. But. There's the word if. If, kiha. Kiha. If, yau, kiha. He wa shite kite. Easy one. Yau, kiha. If. We talked about this word here before because there's another word that kind of sounds like this one, cha. Yau cha, he wa shite kite. Yeah, when, that's another word. It's kind of like, they kind of go hand in hand. We'll talk about that word later on. Cha. If, yeah. Let's just do that. It's like a word for when. But we talked about like it's something that happens more frequent. More frequent is when you would use that. Yeah. Yeah. Cha. Kiha. Kiha. We'll practice that. Ki. Kiha. Kiha. Yau kiha he wa shite kite. Kiha. 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 Yeah. He chanu kiha. If you do it that way, yeah. Yeah. Right? So here's a word for while. While. So I think it's kind of like tohan. While it's. While, look, help me think of a sentence. Tohan. Should we use that word for while? While? I've never thought of the word while. Tohan is the closest word I can think of. But it's almost like for when. While and when. Tohan nishtima. When you're sleeping, while you're sleeping. Mija mishtimbikte. I too shall sleep. That's just another sentence. I'm not good at coming up with sentences on the fly. I'm trying. Yeah. Tohan. Cha. When. Kiha. Tka. Naku. Ka. All right. Moving on. And this one's a real easy one. Where we talked about this already. Yeah. Tokia. Tokia. Tokia ta yau. Where are you coming from? Tokia ta yau. Tokia dekta. That's the one we always know. Tokia dekta. Where are you going? Tokia dekta. Huh? Tokia dekta, huh? Where are you going? Tokia. Tokia amaya. Where are you taking me? There's lots of ways to use that one. Tokia. Tokia iaye. Where'd you go? Where'd they go? Tokia iaye. Tokia. Tokia. I'm gonna continue up here. Due for who? Yeah, everybody knows that one. Het due. Het due he. Who came? Who came? Who's that came? Het due he. Due. Due one. Somebody, you could say that. Due one he. Somebody came. Due one. Like, it's like saying due one. A somebody or like a someone. Due one he.
That you didn't know who it
You didn't know who it is. You just say due one. Due one. That's a good word to learn, by the way. One. It's kind of like a word for ah. Hokshira one. Ah boy. One. That's why we hear that word. One. but it's a word for ah. Tuewan. Witch. Not like a witch in a Halloween, but which. Duke dead. Duke dead. Duke dead. Can you guys see that? That's getting too small. I'm gonna get a new paper going. Duke dead. Which? Duke dead. Which one? Which one? Duke dead wanji. Which one? Yeah. Duke de wanji achinkta. Which one shall you want? Duke de wanji achinkta. Which one do you want? De or de? Duke de. Which one? Right? I'll get a new one here. Duke dead. Duke dead. By the way, we're going through these words really fast. Some of these words, you're going to go home and think about them for like 15 minutes per word. Because it's not going to stick the amount of time we're staying on these words. You'll have to go back later on in your notes and then sometimes even half an hour. You know, just duke dead, duke dead, duke dead. Just say that word over and over and over. Duke dead, what? Duke dead, wanji achik. Which one do you want? Like that. So, yeah, we're moving quick, but that, this, he, de, we already went through these ones already before, so I'm not going to stay on it too long. He and de. These, dena. Dena tue tawa. Who do these belong to? Dena. Oh, this will be a dena. Dena tue tawa. Who do these belong to? Those. Henna. Henna tue tawa. Whose are those? Henna tue tawa. Henna. Keep in mind that these, and it could also mean they as well, for people. And it could also mean these people here. These people, dena. So this one is yours, ni tao. Ni tao. Hen ni tao. That's yours. Hen ni tao. That's yours. Ma coach ekinde ni tao. This is your land. Ma coach ekinde ni tao. This is your land. Tell all your kids that. Don't let them forget. Dekiksuya. Remember this. Dekiksuya. Dekiksuya. Remember this. Ni tao. Yours. And real simple, mine, ni tao. Well, I think we did these ones too a while back. So we won't stick on it too long. And then unki tao. One of my favorite words, unki tao. And then, I don't know if we need to do those ones. It's too simple. Okay, Unka, I'm going to need your help for this one. Around, I wanted to say ohomnia. What do you think? I was right? Ohomnia. Okay, ohomnia. Ohomnia. Around. Ohomnia. How do we put it? So ohomnia Chekya in the sweat lodge. Ohomini Chekya, pray all the way around, right? Yeah. Yeah. Kind of sounds like Ga Homini. Very similar. Yeah. But to break this down, this word mini is just, you can say like water, right? It kind of goes all the way around. I've noticed there's references to water in some of our words. Water, omaniche, teepee, the building they hear. It's kind of like that, where everybody's talking and they're like water, right? Going around and around. Yeah, ohomnia. Ohomnia ya shniwo. Don't go around. Ohomnia. So there's a little dot right here. You got to say O first. Ohomnia. That's what that means. Otherwise, we'd probably try to say ohomnia, right? It'll switch. But O comes first. Say a little pause. Ohomnia. 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 That's a nice word. Ohomnia. We did this word last time, across. Was it opa? Or opta? Opta, right? Across, opta. Opta. Chanku opta. Yawo. Go across the road. Ya is just to go, right? Like it's short for iyaya. Break time? Good? Keep going? Yeah? All right. I'm always looking at you for cues. As soon as Nan goes like this, I say, Oham, du stankte.
Opta, would that mean over too?
Yeah.
Could mean that too,
Yeah. Mini opta, over the water. I remember I used to hear that for like the ocean, hey? Mini opta. Mini opta bedekta. I'm going to go across the river, Yeah. I think the word for lake was it mini tanka or bede tanka? Bede tanka. Big lake, yeah. Yeah. Opta. Opta.
Ocean is Minnewancha.
Miniwancha. It's like the one water that's all one miniwancha. Miniowancha, yeah.
That's they say that that word was somebody first used it in ancient times.
Mm-hmm.
Minnewancha. There's a story behind it, and it has to do with the horse also.
Oh.
There's one time. Do I have time to talk?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure, that helps me.
Okay, that's-
Give my voice a break. Can you give a mic?
There's an important chief a long time ago. Now, in history, we know that the horse was introduced by the Spaniards, right? The horse was introduced by the Spaniards. But there's an old guy that talked about that, about the horse, the horse nation. And he said that's the first time they used the word Minnewancha, meaning the ocean or the big water. Now, back in those days, I don't know when that was before colonization, before the Spaniards' arrival in the 1500s, or whenever it was. They believe that the horse was once here, a long, 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 long time ago. So, at that time, this main chief, he wanted to know, this main chief knows the sun, the Ampewi, the day sun comes up, Ohomini, he goes Ohomini, and comes back on the other side again. Every day he does that. So he was wondering, this chief was wondering, if somebody walks with the sun, how long will it take to come back on the other side? This important chief, he wanted to know how big this world was. So he selected four of his akichita, the fastest ones. He called all his people, and he wanted to know who the fastest four were, because they're going to follow the sun. So they selected four. So he instructed the winya, the ladies of the the tribes, to make them extra moccasins, extra waka pumping, pemmican, waka pumping, for their lunch to carry, because they're going to go around the world to find out how long it'll take. So he instructed them on that day, and he told them, tomorrow, when the sun comes up, you're going to start walking. You're going to walk with the sun. When the sun goes down, then you're going to have a rest. You keep on doing that until you come back on this side. So that was the instruction. The next day, when they went walking or they went running, So many days they kept on doing that. They kept on walking, running with the sun, until they got to the Cheshicha Pahaha, the Rocky Mountains, the mountain range over on the west. They came to that point. And then usually what they do, these scouts, these warriors, they select one, Wajie, to go ahead that day. That was his duty, to scout ahead. If they see something of a concern, then they come back in a zigzag, motion coming down. So these ones will know, okay, there's something up ahead we have to worry about. So in this morning, the head scout went out, and then they observed them coming back in a zigzag fashion. And they said, "Hanto de taku wayake," he saw something. Hanta. So they waited for him, and he got there. He said, "Baha akota ha umacha ta across. There's a strange man there. Wichashto tokcha hechitan shkanda." He told them. So these other ones said, "Hotoshta wagme up there. Announce that up there. We're going to sneak up on him. Going to go home in this rock, home." So they snuck up on this man. He was doing something in the ground there. They watched him. They got closer. And they didn't know that he knew that they were there. But the funny thing was, this man, this person, he knew how to talk Dakota. So when they got closer to where he was doing whatever, he called them, "Hiupo, komaki papshnipo, don't be scared of me. Taku chicha kapte, I will tell you something." So he invited them. So these four men, they went up and they talked to him. He explained what he was doing. He's making medicine. He was making medicines for the people because they're suffering. And Pijichota, the sage, was one of them. The sweetgrass was one of them. What was the other two? There's other two. There's four medicines he gave them. I said, "Take these home because your people will feel better. These are medicine, pijuta." And there's a strange animal over there that looks like a dog. And these four Dakotas were looking at that dog, that strange animal. That's why the Shunka Wakan is named that way. Shunka, a sacred dog. So he told them, "They're going to take this one home too. The Shunka Wakan Ichiapida, a sacred dog. Look after this horse, respect. Because he will help you. He'll be, help you carry things and these kinds of things." And he said, "There's only one rule I will give you how to look after this horse. Don't ever hit him across the face. Don't ever strike your horse. Because he is just like you. You'll make a relationship, because Creator made both of you. To rely on each other, help on each other. He will help you, you will help him." That kind of instruction. So one rule is never hit your horse across the face. So he told him not to bring that horse home. And they themselves told him, "Well, we can't go home yet, because our leader, our chief, wants us to go around. How big is this world? How long it will take to come on the other side?" "Yeah, he says, you can't do it. There's a big ocean over here. You can't cross that," he said. "So you have to go home from here. But take these medicines home and take the shunka home, because they will help you and flourish and be well. That's the first time they say that Dakotas knew about the horse. This was before Spaniards. I don't know how long, could be 12,000 years ago, or whenever it was, that the horse was here. Why it disappeared, we don't know. But that's the first time that Dakotas ever saw a horse. And that's a story of the old people used to talk about that. So we didn't get the horse from the Spaniards, if you want to put it that way, But these are ancient times. So that's the story of the horse. And the first time they ever heard the word Miniwancha, the ocean, Miniwancha. Yeah, so I thought I'll share that.
Oh, pidamado. Oh, huh. Yeah, that word wancha. Wancha is almost like wanch for one. Yeah. Yeah. I heard another word similar, wanjida. Wanjida. I heard Ehana Dakota pi wanjida. They were as one. I heard that said like that before. That was my favorite word. So hopefully we can get back to that point again, wanjida. And then also to stay in contact too with our our own history. We have our own history. And we got to pay attention to our own. Oh, okay. This word here for us. We've been using this. A lot of us been hearing this word or unkie. What would be the difference behind the word unkie and Any difference in your?
The state of being.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're here.
Yeah.
Us together.
Yeah. Yeah. And so in this term, like undon, like us, we sing undon, and say unkie. How do you interpret that?
Unkie is us.
Us. Us alone. Us alone. Okay. All right. Uh-huh. Yeah. So we talked about this word for them. It's the same thing as for these and those. For those, them is hana. Same thing. Hana. Hana. How are they doing? Hana taya upi. They're doing well. Hana taya upi. There's that word. They are. Hana taya upi. Them over there, they're doing well. Hana taya upi. Hana taya upi. Hana, for them. This word here, all, oas, yeah. Oas ichu, take it all. Oas ichu. Yeah, oas means get the heck out of here in Cree, doesn't it? Okay. Don't ask me how I know that word. Oas. Yeah, oas, like mitakuye oas. All of my relatives. Mitakuye oas. Oas. It means all. Oas wawatikta. I'm going to eat it all. Yeah, oas. It's all of it. Mitakuye oas. By the way, I hear a lot of people down south with the word mitakuye. I hear a lot of them saying me takuye. Me takuye. I think the reason why I think a lot of our people say me takuye, it's spelled like that. Like in English, me takuye, but it's actually me takuye. I just wanted to say that. Me takuye. Yeah, not me takuye. Okay, oas, all of them. Oas ichu, take it all. Oas, all. And then here's the opposite. Well, not all of it, but just some of it. Unge. Unge ichu, just some. Unge wachin, I want some.
Oas mitawashi. Unge mitawa.
Yeah. Just some, yeah. Unge mitawa. Just some of unge. Unge watching. I want some. Unge. 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 You could spell it like that. Another version is un. Unge. Same thing. Unge. Unge watching. I want some. Unge. That's the word for. Ooh, I was supposed to put that right here. Some. Like a part, just a little bit, some of it. Ushpa. Yeah, I was going to use that word. Ushpawachi. Just a cut of it. Just a piece. Yep. What was the word we used for everyone? That would have been the same one for oas, right? Okay. Yeah, it didn't really say, it just used the word for every. I don't, it was so, like, I was thinking, yeah, every, all. Yeah, a lot of times you'll notice in our words, there's words that are similar, we use it for a lot of different ways. So every, same thing as oas, like everyone. What's the next one there? Oh yeah, each. And the word that I came up, itoyohi, itoyohi, itoyohi. I never wrote that word before. Itoyohi. Itoyohi. Yeah. Itoyohi watching. I want. I can't remember a sentence like that. Wichayaku. Yeah, itoyohi wichayaku. There's a good one. Yeah, yeah. So you hear that at Flower Day or something, right? Itoyohi wichayaku. Wicha them, ya, you, ku, give. Itoyohi wichayaku. Ku, ku. Itoyohi. Itoyohi. Yeah, that's a slower version of saying it. Itoyohi. Kind of like a TD on that one, because you notice we're not saying itoyohi. 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 TD. Itoyohi. 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 That's a nice word. Certain words are just beautiful. That's a nice one. Itoyohi. 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 Itoyohi wichayaku.
That's just one version of a sentence.
Yeah. Many, many, many out there. We're on our last paper. All right. Few. We said chonana for that one before, hey? Or few, just a little bit. Chonana. Nah. This is in terms of people. You could use it for people or things. Yeah. So you could say Hayetu Kinde or Chtayetu Kinde this evening. Jonanashni. It's not there wasn't very few. Wichota. There's lots. Wichotapi. There was lots. Tonight it wasn't a few. Yeah. Jonanashni. Hayetu Kinde this evening or Chtayetu Kinde. Jonanashni. Yeah. You can say Hayetu Kinde Kiktach Jonanashni. Finally there wasn't a few. wichotapi. Hayetuki de wichota. There's lots, Hayetuki de wichota. There's lots of people tonight. What's the difference between, well, that sparks the question, the difference between hayetu and chtayetu.
Hayetu would be past midnight kind of holiday kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Hayetu is just the evening.
Evening part, okay. That's a good one. Make little notes like that. That's how you, that's why my favorite thing to do is sit around and ask those little questions because, man, they pop up later. Yeah, why is it like that? Why is it like that? Yep. There's many. Ota. We all know that one. Ota. Wana wa otaro. There's lots of snow. Ota. It's a TD. Ota. Ota, lots. So just a very few, chonana, whole bunch of it. Ota. Ota. Wana ota. It's lots. I always go back to food sentences. Ota wawatik there, like I'm going to eat a lot. How like a sentence we would use if somebody said that and it was like, well, what's new? It's always like that. It's always like if somebody said, Ota wawatik there, and then I wanted to say something like, it's always like that.
Ihunia.
Ihunia.
Ihunia,
Yeah, always. Ihunia, that's a good word. Yeah.
Ihunia. Ihunia hecham. I always do that. Ihunia hecham. I always eat ota.
I guess you would just say, wanake. That'd be the word I was looking for. Wanake. Like, Ota wawatik te. Wanake. Now again, Always. Ihunia. That's a nice one. Yeah. These are just sentences you could just use, very simple. Just everyday words we replace. I always think about that. Think of all the words that you use, and each day just replace those 5 words. Or like, what are the most 5 common sentences you use every day? Replace them with a Dakota sentence every day. There's little things you could do. These are all numbers in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and this is the word for, we're going to say more. We just use 2 words, the other word for some and the word for again. Ake unche. I can spell it like that. Last time I spelled it like this. Unche. We don't have an official way to spell Dakota words. No official way. It's however it works for you. Actually, I think in the beginning they used to use a lot of French because of we had similar like words like jo, you jo, for to whistle. I like that. And then jour, French have the same J sounds like that. So I think a lot of them used French back in the day. Ake unche, for more. Ake unche wachi. I want some more. It's your favorite thing to say at Flower Day. Especially when those East 40 sausages come around. Deadly. I have to get some money from them for saying their name and.
Maybe instead of pizza, get some sausage.
Yeah. 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 More. So for more, if you want more of something, akeure. Okay, there's one word I.
What if they change it around to ojeke? Is that the
Give me more.
same thing?
Ujeke, yeah. Yeah.
Give me some more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
More again.
Yeah.
Okay, watching.
Yeah. So that's a different variation. You could say it like that.
Okay, but thinking by itself, is that?
Again. Yeah, we could do that again for the word again. Again. Okay.
Why not, okay?
Yeah.
Again?
And here's the word for now. Wana. Put those two again. Wana. Okay. Now again. You're pretty much saying, you think I can borrow $50? Wana. Okay. Wana. Okay.
That means you've done that, you've asked before.
Yeah. Wana ke maskaya chinkta.
Pension day.
Yeah. So that's how you know if somebody has money. They have lots of money when they answer takoyachi. If they're poor, then they're huh.
I heard you say Muska and then there's There's Mazaska and there's Muska.
Yeah, that's a short one. Yeah, maska is a slang kind of mazaska. Yeah, mazaska. You say maska. White iron, mazaska. Comes from the silver days. Yeah, mazaska. And so least, I guess we would say for more, but let's say if just a little bit less. If like say if somebody was pouring soup in your pot, and it was a little too much, and then you had to put some back, how would the? Yeah, I know that's never happened in our life, but but again, the word jonana comes in mind. Okay, yeah. So I wanted to talk about that, like for more, but the opposite would be jonana wachi. I just want a little less than, right?
And, I heard some of the old people say iyaki chuya. Iyaki chuya, just about right, eh?
Yeah. Let's write that one. Ia ki chu. Yeah, iyaki chuya. Just right, just about right, hey?
Yeah, about right. Not more, not less. Iyaki chuya, about the right amount.
Yeah. I was thinking, okay, like our sacred times, like Flower Day and ceremonies, try to bring back the language as much as possible so I guess this are good words to practice before you head to memorials or feasts or anywhere, hey?
Say, ota yuta shine. Iyaki chuya yuta.
Yeah,
Don't eat too much.
yeah.
Just eat about right.
Yeah, okay. Iyaki chuya. Iyaki chu. I heard a explosive there. Iyaki chuya. Iyaki chu. Iyaki chuya. Chuya. Iyaki chuya. All right. Iyaki chuya. Chuya. Just about right. Oh, huh. That's a good one. That's a good one. Hey, washti. All right. There's a word here, such, like, he's such a, I don't know how I would use that word. Huh? Yeah. I know, like, there's a word that iechecha for just like, just like. So I don't know if that would be that one on that one. Maybe we can come back to that one. Such. I'll look that one up. I would say se might be one. Yeah. Yeah, se. I learned that word for at the powwows, gimamana se. Just like a butterfly, right? When they're dancing, gimamana se. Or of course I've heard too, wauchada se. You're just like a monkey, right? Wauchada se, just like. Just like, so that's the word se. Oh, no dot on top. Se. But usually you'll hear this, keep in mind this word at the end of a sentence. But whatever it's like, that's what you put it in front of. Like if it's a monkey, if it's like a dog, shuka se, just like a dog, whatever. Maybe you get excited and pee on the floor when you're so excited when you see somebody. It's like, oh, shuka se. Something along those lines. But that's where you'd hear that se at the end of something. Just like, yeah, I guess that'll be the word for such as. Yeah, I guess we could, but we'll go back to that a little bit later. Chea se, yeah. A crier. Chania se, just like a powder. He acts like a powder. I've heard stories when we talked about that before. One grandpa was saying that if you're kind of person like, oh, nobody loves me, oh, everybody hates me, like that, and you live like that, they call you Chania se. You lose your Dakota name, they call you Chania se. Yeah, can you imagine that? Oh my gosh. Chania se. That's why I try not to complain too much. The opposite of Chania would be to be in a state of wopida, to be grateful, to be thankful for everything. Maybe, geez, I have nothing left. I'm just living on the streets, but at least I have toilet paper, like you're happy. You're in a state of wopida instead of Chania se. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll do a couple more. Running out of paper here, and then maybe we'll call it an evening. Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah. Okay. By the way, I really appreciate Ozzy's class. I watched that the other day, and man, that's so good. I really appreciate filling in for me when he can. We'll do a couple more here. Here's a good one. At, ikta. Yeah. Ikta bedekte. Like even some, wilgeta ikta bedekte. I'm going at, you could say. Wilgeta ikta at Brandon. Wilgeta, by the way, when you're going through the water like that, and it's to your, yeah. Yugeta is to wade, and that's for me. I only go to Oak Lake water about this deep. I can't swim very well. So I only wade. Hey. And so, ekta at something. And so you can say, mazopia ekta. Yeah, over there at the store, Ekta at. Closest word. Come to that one. Let's see. This one's a good one. You'll hear this one a lot. Inside or in something, ed. Ed. Ini tip ed. Wa I am inside the sweat lodge. Ini tipi ed wa I am inside the sweat lodge or sweat home. Ini. I don't like the word sweat lodge. It doesn't mean, that's not a sweat lodge. It's, you go inside to breathe. Yeah. Tipi ed yaun. Are you inside the house? Tipi ed yaun. Are you inside? In the house? Yeah, etnaka. Oh. I've even heard said taku pa ed waun. I have something in my mind, in my mind. Pa ed waun, something maun. I have something in my mind. I've heard that said like that too. Ed. That's a big word. Very, very popular word. Ed. Really good word there. Yeah. You'll hear, on average, every conversation, you'll hear that word. A lot of these words are like that, actually. You have a 70% chance of hearing these words in everything we're going to be listening to here in the future. Yeah. Okay, I think we'll brustante. Yeah. Oh. Tayo po mitakipi. Be well. I'd like to thank our tech guy. Man, that's a lot for him to come out of here. He's here all the time. Appreciate him very much. Looks a little sleepy today. Watch it.